Okay, so okay, we're here. All right. I believe we are there. Callie can see us, so that is fantastic. So, hello, Nicole.
Hi, how are you?
Thank you so much for joining us here today. So, I'll just do a really quick intro of who I am, and then I'll let you do a quick intro of who you are. I'm Stephanie with our Beauty Referral Network, and we are here just creating some magic for businesses and connecting clients to businesses and businesses to clients and vice versa, all the things. And then also helping all of our businesses actually get set up for success. And part of that is obviously having proper insurance, especially as a beauty business owner, even health and wellness. So because our Beauty Referral Network does have the word beauty in it, we're still very much like beauty as a whole. So we look at beauty, health, and wellness kind of all in beauty. So kind of redefining what beauty actually means, because it's more than just makeup and facials and fancy nails and eyelashes. Beauty is so much more. So it comes from within and on the outside and all the things. And so we want to make sure that our businesses within our network do have the proper insurance to not only protect themselves, protect clients as well, and also protect all of their equipment, because all of our equipment is very expensive. And the last thing we want to do is have it lost or stolen or destroyed in a fire or a flood or whatever that is. So then I've got Nicole here, that is our insurance expert, that is going to share about the importance of insurance and then more about the benefits of what it can really do for you. So I'm going to let her take the floor.
Well, hi, everyone. Thank you for having me. And I'm happy to be able to give some insight, I guess it is, and answer your questions, see hopefully how we can help you, shed light what policy is better than another, answer questions, hopefully keep you out of a claim, as much as, get you coverage and go to bat for you should there be a claim and there's an adjuster not making themselves clear, or, saying, well, we don't cover that, and they're not really, providing enough details and understanding to you. As much as, keeping you out of a claim, because when we place claims, of course, the insurance companies love to the next year tack on premiums. So it's bad enough that we have to deal with inflationary increases. And some of them, it's just not, $100 or $20 or anything like that. Sometimes it's $300, sometimes it's $1,000, because they reevaluated their markets and are saying, well, industry standard says we've got to increase our rates type thing, or we've had so many claims in this industry, we have to increase your rates and that. So here at Chambers Olson, we're a general lines insurance agency. We don't just represent one company. We have, multiple markets that we can market. Professionals too, type thing, whether it's between hair, whether it's your Botox clinic, whether it's your laser, or your eyebrows, your toenails, your waxing, whether it is massage, whether it's physiotherapy, chiropractic, naturopaths, you name it. We've got multiple, I would probably even say a dozen companies that we can definitely take the business to market to, type thing for each group. Yeah.
And yeah, part of all of our beauty referral network for all of our preferred or VIP members, they are going to be required to provide that they have adequate insurance as well. We want to make sure that our members do have proper insurance for the clients that we are bringing into them. So that's going to be something that we're going to be rolling out as we officially launch this lovely platform. I do have one question that I thought I would just ask that is put into our group here. Where did it go? Of course, I had it up and now it's gone. Okay, so talking about insurance for those that do mobile services and also work in a salon or a brick and mortar, what is like the best kind of practice for that, I guess?
For mobile services and a mercantile occupancy type thing, an occupancy rent leased a unit in a building type thing.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, there's multiple aspects to the mobile. You know, you got to make sure that your ICBC insurance is adequate, properly rated, in order to ensure that you don't get into a claims nightmare when the vehicle, either your fault or somebody else's fault, gets into an accident. Right? You're not just driving for business use. If you're doing that, you might be driving, you know, for other uses. So we've got to make sure that the vehicle is rated properly. Then, of course, you know, ICBC isn't going to cover all those items inside the vehicle. You know, maybe your nail polish is, you know, maybe just your aesthetics. It might be your hair, your salon stuff. You know, maybe you're a person that goes to seniors' homes and helps out seniors, whether it's hair cutting or, you know, God only knows what else they need there.
Makeup artist going to clients' homes.
Yeah, you know, so all that property inside the unit that you're taking with you needs to be covered by your business package, your CGL, and property coverage. You know, we can provide the certificates of insurance to prove to the building owners that you have your insurance on the unit. And usually, I don't know of a time when that is at any cost to yourselves. That's a free of charge thing. Sometimes we require to see the contracts to ensure, you know, what you're required by the landlord to carry in order to protect yourself, because when they write that contract up and they say we need you to carry water, they're telling you basically we're not insuring your water damage that you caused to our buildings type thing. You know, they might want you to cover the glass in the building. If you're a street side place, you know, they might want you to carry glass coverage in the building, to which we can provide a third party that the deductible will be $0 or it'll be $50 versus with your CGL, it might be $1,000 or $2,500 deductible. So to save you, you know, a significant amount of money. Because of course, smash and grabs and that, and if you have all your stuff sitting near a window, you know, that's easy to grab. So yeah, you know, whether they want you to carry earthquake, whether you need to carry earthquake, your water, you know, all sorts of stuff, professional malpractice, you name it.
Okay, awesome. So what about, like, let's talk about like a makeup artist, for example. I'm using that because I'm a makeup artist and I did the mobile thing for a number of years. But so we're traveling around, right? So first of all, having that vehicle insured properly, because so you're saying ICBC will not cover if your kit gets stolen out of the vehicle, correct? Okay, good. So that's really important for everybody to understand, that your vehicle insurance will not cover your kit if it gets
They basically don't even cover your luggage. I mean, let's say you were traveling to Kelowna and it got broken into Kelowna. That's not ICBC's coverage.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So that's a really good thing for everybody to know. And then if you have your kit on site too and it gets stolen, you want to make sure it's insured from that, because you know, theft definitely happens anywhere.
Yeah.
And then what else was there with that, with being mobile?
There's the crime coverage. You want to make sure that if you are going into people's houses and that, I mean, you could be sued for theft in somebody's house. Oh, I couldn't find my $30,000 diamond ring. You were the one that was in my home. Meanwhile, they put it in a different drawer in the house or something like that. You never know what can happen, under investigations, what, they find out type thing. Granny put it in her underwear drawer that night, or her sock drawer, or whatever. She forgot that she took it out of her jewelry box and she put it away. But the only person in the house she can focus on was, my esthetician was in yesterday. She must have been the one taking it, right? So you want the defense, you want your crime coverage as well.
Yeah, that's a good point too. I actually didn't think of that one. Going into people's homes, they could blame you for stealing something for sure.
Yeah,
so then,
touching them, anything like that. So you want your professional malpractice coverage. You want all that good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and then so do you have like any examples for anybody that does beauty services of like claims that have been made? Like, how much should they be covered for? Like, what kind of claims have been made in the past? Have you heard of any stories that you could share to really amplify the need for having proper insurance? Like a client tried to sue somebody because, I don't know, they ruined their hair.
Oh,
or they got some sort of infection.
yeah. I mean, you hear that all the time. You go to a hairdresser and somebody comes in and says, "Well, I want my hair platinum blonde," and or whatever. Okay, but that's a lot of bleaches or anything like that, and they come out and their hair's brittle, and they wondered why, and the salon hairdresser tried to convince them this isn't a good idea. Your hair is not in that good a condition in the first place, but to take that extra added step, you never know to name anything. I mean, it comes down to even, there's dentists that are accused of pulling teeth or not, drilling teeth that they shouldn't have, it just, it's never ending. And, that's when it comes to the adjuster or, to defend you. As an example, I mean, this house insurance, but I had a friend who, had somebody taking care of their house, and the person said that she came in once and the lights were off and she fell down their stairs. And her thing was, well, the lights were off and I fell down the stairs. And they're like, but why, when you came into the house, why didn't you turn on the lights? And she was proclaiming, she couldn't work anymore. And it's like 3 years down the line when they finally resolved this case. They've got to wait for her to try and file. As it was, the woman never filed her documents and the court case went anywhere. But it was a 3-year wait for these people to be able to settle this nightmare type thing. So going onwards, I mean, the policies have co-insurance clause in them, and we try to put it in our letter saying that, your personal belongings, your equipment, or your business contents, your equipment, your tools need to be insured up to the co-insurance clause, because the policy is not going to pay out if it's not, or there's going to be penalties. You will be penalized if you do not meet that. So, I mean, if you try to say, well, I lost my X-ray machine or whatever, my laser machine, and it cost me $50,000, but you only stated it as $20,000 on the policy, you're not going to meet that co-insurance clause. Therefore, they're going to penalize you or they're going to deny the claim.
Okay.
The insurance is based on your gross receipts type thing. Now, so, if you misdeclare your gross receipts and then you have a claim for business interruption, the ceiling fell down, there was a fire in the building, you can't work, you have to find a new lease in order to work. Your business interruption coverage is what covers you for that loss of income during the time period that the interruption coverage is for. If you misdeclared your things because you thought, well, I don't declare all my income, so why would I put that I earn $500,000? I pocket some no cash, and that, well, you're not going to be paid out efficiently, and the cash isn't going to be there, right? So to declare everything appropriately or accept the consequences, right?
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Did that answer?
Yeah, no, that's good. Very informative. So what about somebody that has a home business? They have like a salon or studio, whatever they want to call it, in their home.
Mm-hmm.
How does that work with your home insurance versus your business insurance? So I think explaining that to some people would be really good too, explaining what your home insurance will and will not cover when you have a business.
Yeah, so most home insurance policies want to at least know that you have the business in your home. Now, with some home insurances or most home insurances, they have a small business policy that they can insure for there, and they can insure like notary publics that work out of their home. They can insure house cleaners, or they can insure people that are selling Tupperware. They can insure a lawyer's office in a house. A hair salon. You know, there's some businesses it breaks down into your service industry, your sales industry, or your like hobby and craft. So you're a craft maker and you're selling them at markets. And I mean, they're great packages if you're not making over. Some companies are $100,000. Some companies are a little, maybe $75,000 worth of it. And you can get a package including, I think it's even the professional liability for professionals. You know, it could be $350 a year. So it's a really great package, covers some contents, you know, your liability coupled with on top your home insurance. So
okay,
it's a worthwhile, you know, if you have the opportunity to do that, it's worthwhile checking into.
what kind of costs, like average costs, would somebody in the beauty field have with insurance? Like let's talk about like a mobile person that doesn't have like a studio that they work in constantly. They're more of a mobile. They go into people's homes doing like makeup and hair. Let's say makeup and hair. Mm-hmm. What would be like? Do you know like an average cost of what that would cost somebody?
Yeah, I mean, of course, I mean, it depends on what you're declaring as your contents inside the mobile home, what you're carrying with you. I don't know, it might be about 1,500. It might be less. I'm really not 100% sure on that. I haven't had a lot of opportunity to quote that sort of stuff. I could speak to my manager. She does a lot of the commercial there. Myself, I haven't had that policy roll in yet. But yeah, I would say, you know, it might be between 1,000 and 1,500. You're with your liability, and then that estimate. You know.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then does your insurance cover, like if you have a team of, let's say, contractors, they're independent contractors, does insurance cover them, or are they required to have their own insurance at that point as an independent contractor?
Yeah, so on an insurance policy, they always ask the question on whether or not you are subcontracting work. And if you are subcontracting work, are you asking them for a copy of their policy or that they are insured? If you say that no, you're not asking them, or no, you don't require them to carry liability, unfortunately, it's likely that the policy would be declined. It is best that you can't, you know, necessarily say, well, hand over your policy. People don't necessarily like to do that as a verbal thing. Should a court case occur, then, you know, producing records would be required. And if somebody is negligent of not doing that, then unfortunately, you know, that's nothing that you could do. They lied, you know, they would be hung out to dry type thing. But most policies will require them. If you carry 5 million, they would have to carry 5 million. The objective of this insurance is not to accept somebody else's problems. They're somebody else's fault and liability.
Okay. Awesome. So why should people come to you for their insurance needs?
I think that you know, we have a lot to offer here in the agency. You know, if I'm not available or backlogged, you know, we do have, you know, depending on levels of experience, you know, we do have 12 people that work in the office that can definitely help you or get you what you need, type thing. Of course, we all take holidays or we're all on the phone. So, I mean, if it's something urgent, there's somebody else that can jump on the phone and take the call and forward the question to an underwriter, forward in your claim emergency, can take your payment, do whatever you have to do. A lot of agencies now don't. You're sitting in a queue. A lot of agencies don't respond. Some of the smaller agencies, they just don't have the contractual book of business, and then they do not use the MGAs to write business in order to be able to have sufficient markets to quote type thing. That's one of the things I'm trying to do, is reach out to smaller communities too, because smaller communities are wonderful to live in, and that because you don't have the big city, but you might only have one insurance company in there, and they might only have 3 businesses to market your insurance, and you're stuck with $5,000 a year because you didn't think you could go anywhere. Where basically, I mean, we're licensed to insure all over British Columbia, and with some markets, we can insure outside the country or even the province.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else you want to share that's really important regarding insurance for everybody?
I think that, people, the expectation is that they want seamless and no issues with claims. And I always try to tell people the expectation of a seamless claim, if you're talking about a total loss on a $2 million or a $4 million or a $5 million property, is really not reasonable. That's a huge loss. That there is going to be complications type thing. But if you're just talking that you were walking down the street and your watch fell off and you lost it, you couldn't find it, that's a reasonable thing that they're just going to say, okay, go replace it, submit the bills and let's go type thing. But if you're talking a major loss, it's going to take some time. It's going to be complicated. And we know it's frustrating. I mean, it's just as frustrating for us, when we're getting 10, emails a day trying to stand up for our clients or substantiate more information and that sort of thing to handle the claim, to handle the disagreements between the adjuster and the clients. But, we will get through it. But that, yeah, the expectation of a no issue claim, it just is, it's very difficult at times. And we are apologetic. We try our best, but sometimes things just happen type thing. People argue, well, they scrape my floor while moving in or moving out my stuff. And, so it's hard to move out, heavy objects without scraping something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I just thought of another question. So what would kind of differentiate each of these insurance brokers? Like, how do you know which one to choose? Like, is there certain things that you want to look for when you're choosing an insurance broker?
Well, obviously, I mean, you want somebody that's going to respond. You want somebody that is going to be able to stand up for you. That is going to fight with you, or to be able to advocate for you, have an explanation or an understanding of what is going on in order to help out with the misunderstandings if there is any. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to put Nicole's contact info in the description of this video. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to her and just mention that our Beauty Referral Network had referred you over to her, and she'll take great care of you, I promise.
Well, for sure. And anytime even if you just have a question, about your policy, we can't necessarily tell you something that we're not aware of with a broker that we're not aware of, a market we're not aware of, but we can definitely give you the questions to ask to get back to them as well, type thing, if you're right now in the middle of a policy and
can you review someone's policy to see if they're properly insured? Is that something you guys do?
Yeah. I mean, definitely we like to do that upon, sending out applications to look at their policy, what they're quoting on, and be able to say, well, this is what we would add. This is what we would do. We see that these are a couple of errors here, or should make adjustments here and there. We definitely like to do that for sure. So definitely a copy of something. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining me today, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'll put her contact info in the captions.
Yeah, definitely.
So that anybody can get in touch with you.
Awesome.
And if you're watching this and you do have questions, you can either feel free to drop it into the comments, or you can email Nicole directly if it's a more private matter.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay,
love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, love to help.
Everyone has a fantastic rest of their day, and thank you so much for being here and watching us
You too.
today.
Okay, take care.
Bye.
Bye now. Bye-bye, guys.